which means these two dirty human beings, after they are busy doing their dirty deeds at night, when they are busy doing pillow talk, they are contemplating kidnapping and using children to satisfy their dirty operations, their dirty fantasies. Why don't they use themselves to do those dirty things and then upload those videos so that people can watch them doing those dirty things? But no, after they do their dirty deeds in private, when they are busy doing pillow talk there, they contemplate on who they can use, on which kids they can use to fulfill their dirty fantasies and operations. You know, these people make me very, very mad.
No, because your client is also modeling. Yeah. You are now accused number 2. In this matter. Do you understand? Accused number 1 is Mr. Darren Wilken. All right. Would you like to inform the Miss Moodley of the charges that she is facing? Would you like to inform her of the charges that she is facing?
Correct.
And also inform us about the issue of bail?
As the court pleases, the charges are the same charges that were explained to Mr. Darren.
Yeah, but she was not here.
As the court pleases, manufacturing, selling, and production of child pornography, as well as money laundering.
All right. Okay, and the bail investigations?
As the court pleases, I've been informed that the investigating officer, upon the arrest of the accused, he had visited the premises where she resides, and he was denied access to the premises where he wanted to verify the address. Based on that, he requested that the matter be rolled for tomorrow in court number 8, where she will be appearing with the first accused, Darren Wilken.
But by then, the bail investigations would be complete?
Hoping that it will be completed.
Well, if maybe you thought you've seen the worst of people here in South Africa, or maybe you have seen the highest echelon of disgusting people, think again. A couple of days ago, I covered that story of that dirty, disgusting man who was found there by Midrand with over 10 million images and videos of children participating in adult content. And then I spoke my mind on that video. I spoke my mind and called that man by what he is. I called him an animal, a person who doesn't deserve to be part of society. I mean, what kind of person can do that to little children? I said a lot on that video. So if you haven't seen that video, it's going to be a very good idea for you to start watching that video first before you come and watch this one, because it is going to give you more context on what I'll be talking about in today's video. It's not far. I dropped it a couple of days ago, about 4 days ago. So if you can check here on my channel, it's titled South Africa, This Man is Disgusting. Just like this one titled South Africa, This Woman is Disgusting. So by both of these titles, I'm pretty sure you can see the link. That man who was found with over 10 million images and videos of children participating in adult content, I said it on that video, Guti. 10 million is a crazy number to be just operated by one person. And I said this is not the end of the story, and more investigations need to be done because there are other people who are part of this dirty organization. I said it on that video and I was right. Apparently, a couple of days ago, the authorities, upon investigation, discovered that this woman that you've seen at the beginning of this video is apparently the girlfriend, which means these two dirty human beings, after they are busy doing their dirty deeds at night, when they are busy doing pillow talk, they are contemplating kidnapping and using children to satisfy their dirty operations, their dirty fantasies. Why don't they use themselves to do those dirty things and then upload those videos so that people can watch them doing those dirty things? But no, after they do their dirty deeds in private, when they are busy doing pillow talk there, they contemplate on who they can use, on which kids they can use to fulfill their dirty fantasies and operations. You know, these people make me very, very mad. And you know, when I'm thinking about this whole thing right now, my common sense is telling me, since it has been discovered that this woman was helping this man, in fact they are partners in crime and they are also partners romantically. So after I heard that this woman is also involved in this thing, it made sense to me for her to be involved, because it's going to be easy for this woman to convince little girls to participate in this dirty content. It's going to be easy for her because she's a woman. So a little girl won't think there's a problem when this woman maybe approaches her and try to convince her, Woody, if you do something like this, maybe, I don't know what they promise these kids. I don't really know what they promise these kids at all. But I am thinking, Woody, this woman, she has to be one of the critical pieces who recruit these girls. Because you know why I'm saying girls? Well, I'm not trying to push a stereotype. I'm not trying to push a stereotype of saying, no, those kids there are only women, because no one has disclosed right now, Woody, those children who were portrayed on those adult films and images, whether it's boys or girls. But my common sense is telling me that in most cases, we know, Uguti, when it comes to sexual abuse, the people who always fall victim are girls. I mean, that's not a secret. And I am not saying boys do not fall victim to this dirty abuse, but it's in rare occasions. Mostly it's girls who fall victim to this kind of nonsense. And I'm not sure if whether you know this, but in this sexual trafficking, what syndicates, sexual crimes, sexual abuse, they are always women who are involved, Lapo. In most cases, these girls are recruited by women, because they don't think there's anything wrong, these girls, when they are approached by women trying to convince them. It's the same thing with prostitution. If you can ask people who ended up being prostitutes how they started doing that thing, there's always a woman who told her, man, I have a plan on how you can make some money. And then eventually that woman led that girl to prostitution. These people who run prostitution rings and things like this, they always use women, because women, it's going to be easy for them to convince little girls. So this woman, her being the partner of that dirty man there, actually makes sense. And I am happy that the authorities has arrested this woman, because this woman plays a critical role in this organization, I'm telling you. Well, I am not saying that's the case, I am just speculating, but my common sense is telling me, Uguti, most of those people there, I think, are girls who are being abused there sexually. I think it's girls who are being abused, and it's easy for a woman to recruit a girl because they have common grounds. It's easy for a little girl to take what a woman is saying seriously, other than maybe an adult man trying to convince a little girl. Yes, they can do that, but it's harder. It's harder. So in most cases, it's women who always convinces these young girls into doing dirty things like this. Even prostitution is the same thing. So my common sense is telling me, Guti, this woman plays a critical role in this organization, and I actually applaud the authorities for uncovering this woman. Like I said on that other video, Guti, 10 million pieces of content, that's actually a crazy number for one person. It's actually a crazy number. You can't have that much content of a similar nature just by yourself. That's very hard to do, unless you are, I don't know, you are obsessed about those kinds of things. But it's not easy, even if you are obsessed. I said it, that more investigations need to be done. There are still other players in this whole thing. And then I was right. Now it was uncovered, Guti, this woman is part of this whole thing. I am saying again, Guti, two people is still, it still doesn't make sense for me. Two people, 10 million pieces of content. Two people, 10 million pieces of content. Nah, there are still other people who are part of this thing. And it's a lot of people. If I were to guess, maybe I would say 10 minimum. And these two people who are arrested right now should be dealt with so that they can expose who else is a part of this thing. Investigations must continue until all of the people who are involved in this thing come to the public light and we see these animals who are busy rotting our country. I am saying it again, Uguti. Last time I said 10 million pieces of content is too much for one person. In this video, I am saying 10 million pieces of content is too much for two people. There are still other people here that still need to be discovered. And this pace that they are investigating. Our police, they are busy investigating. I mean, they arrested this woman just after a couple of days of arresting that man. So if they can maintain that momentum, I think it's only a matter of time until we get to the bottom of this case. Two people, 10 million pieces of content. Nah, that's too much content. That's too much content. I mean, you know, the content that I have personally on my personal computer, the content I have, maybe the music, the images that I have on my PC, the movies, the videos, everything else that I have, the documents in my PC. You know, I have a lot of things, but I can't comprehend having 10 million pieces of content of anything, especially if it's only that thing. 10 million. Do you understand what? Nah, that thing, it can't be two people. There are still other people. I mean, it doesn't make sense. That's a very big number. That's a very big number. Two people. Nah. More investigations should be done so that more people can be arrested. And you know, these are the types of things that deserve the death penalty. If the death penalty was still a thing here in South Africa, I'm telling you, this is the type of thing that deserves a death penalty. All these people who are participating in this thing, because these are kids we are talking about, the future of South Africa. Imagine the trauma, the lifetime trauma that these children will have to go through. They will always have to reminisce about everything that happened in the past when they were still young for the rest of their lives. And then these dirty animals who have done these things to them are out there living their lives now. Even if they are still in prison, I think it's not punishment enough. It's not punishment enough. It's kids that we are talking about, the future of South Africa. Now, we can't be doing that. These are the types of things. But I just hope the day they are sentenced, we are going to hear what they got life sentences, because the death penalty is not the reality in South Africa. At least they should get life sentences without the possibility of parole. That's the only thing that is going to make us happy as the South African citizens. But 20 years, 25 years is not enough. It's not enough after the damage they have inflicted on the mentalities of so many children. It's amazing. I think it's amazing to think about the number of children that they have damaged mentally because they are just barbaric, dirty animals. I can't even comprehend that number. So these people, they don't deserve to be part of society at all. And more investigations need to be done so that more people who are part of this operation can be uncovered. So since I promised you on that other video, I am going to follow this story until we get to the bottom of it, and that is what I'm doing in this video. So anything else that comes out that has to do with this story, I'll make sure I bring it to your attention. Like I said, this is not the type of story that we have to ignore as South Africans. We shouldn't ignore this type of nonsense. We should follow up until we get to the bottom of it. If it just disappears, because things like that happen here in South Africa, they'll tell you the dog cats went missing and things like that. We shouldn't just keep quiet as South Africans. We must speak about it so that these people understand this is a story that we cannot tolerate as a country. I mean, it's disgusting. We are talking about children here. It's disgusting. So I'll make sure everything that comes out that has to do with this story, I bring it to your attention. So tell me on the comment section down below, what do you think about this dirty woman that I've covered in today's video, along with her dirty boyfriend that I covered on that other video. Tell me on the comment section down below, what do you think about all this? And tell me whether you also think there are other people who are still involved in this thing, or maybe you think maybe it's just the two of them. It's maybe there are couple goals to operate this dirty organization that they are operating. Tell me on the comment section down below. But if you just enjoyed this video or you learned something new, please leave a like and subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate it. My name is Emmanuel, and this is Mzansi Versity, the place where we transform lives through knowledge and information. Let's meet again on another video.